Hey, Beni,
Hey,
how are
yeah,
you?
I'm good, Andre. How are you?
I'm good. Thank you so much for
Good, good,
coming,
good.
man.
No worries, man. Good to see you, man. Good to see you.
Nice to see you too, man. That's the
Yeah,
best thing about the life. So I get to see everybody.
yeah, definitely, man. It's cool,
Yeah,
awesome.
man. How
So,
was your day?
yeah, it was good. It was good today. What did I do? It was kind of like chilled out in the morning. Did some bits and bobs, and then I went for a bike ride, down towards Ripley for about like 30 miles or something like that.
Oh,
Came
very
back
good,
just
man.
trying to keep myself a bit fit. You know what I mean?
That's it,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, yeah.
Do you cycle like a road bikes? Are you
Yeah, yeah,
cyclist?
yeah.
Oh,
Well, I did it. I started last year because I did like a charity event for
yes.
my hospital. There's like the kidney disease fund, and we did a ride around London, like 100-mile ride, Prudential 100 in August. So I started training for that. That's when I started cycling, and then after
Yeah.
that, I just kind of kept it going. Yeah, that's cool.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
man. 30 miles is a long distance. This is why I asked, because 30 miles is like almost
yeah,
50
yeah.
kilometers, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a
It's a
good
bit of a
ride.
while. It's a good ride. Yeah, there's lots of
Yeah,
hills, man. Lots of hills. It's killer.
that's it. And with the
Yeah,
weather like this, like today, super
yeah.
warm. It's
It
just,
was good. It was nice though. It's nice weather. It's like you can't complain about that.
no, it's so amazing.
Yeah.
Uh,
So I
I
see
had
you've
a
been.
little workout today with the
Yeah,
guys in the park.
saw that, man. That's awesome.
That was like heaven.
Literally, man. Restrictions are down, and then you're out in the park. It's
Yeah.
awesome.
Man, I was so happy, man. I just
Yeah,
couldn't, because I was driving and then we go through, it's the same journey that I do when we go to the gym. And then I
yeah.
was having the same feeling like when I'm going training, you know? I was
Yeah.
like, oh, I'm gonna meet everybody. We're gonna have a workout. I was like
Oh
a
man.
child. It was so
Yeah.
amazing.
Oh
It was
man.
very
Well,
good. Yeah, it's
yeah.
good to see as well, isn't it? Because,
Oh man, it's amazing. It's amazing to see. But
yeah,
yeah, some gutted. They're still missing actually practicing at the gym, but hopefully it won't be too much longer.
that's it. Yeah,
Yeah.
man. And
Yeah.
it's some places abroad they're already coming back. So it just
Really?
yeah, like we
Oh,
spoke.
nice. Yeah.
Cass mentioned that I think where he lives, people are coming back today. In States, some people got back last week, and then
Yeah.
some others are getting back today, but with restrictions. So they have some restrictions.
Yeah.
So, but at least they're coming back. So
Yeah.
seems
Oh, that's
that
cool.
for us should be closer. Should be
Yeah.
close.
Fingers
Yeah.
crossed, man. Fingers
Yeah,
crossed.
that's it. And how is it? How is the real thing there in the hospitals?
Yeah, so oh mate, it's been a bit of a roller coaster ride, really. So I think we got our first patient like early March, and then after that, it just went crazy. Like we were getting people in the whole time, like all the time. And the problem is about 10% of the people that are getting admitted to hospital were really, really sick. Like, and so I was dealing with those people because I work in the intensive care. So I was dealing with those. And as a result, we had to change our bed structure from, I think, about 14 to about 40 beds, intensive
Wow.
care beds, within a space of like 2 weeks. So it was crazy. Like the first few weeks was unbelievably crazy. But now I think we know a bit more about it, and then it's calming down. Like all the social distancing stuff, it seems to be working its way through. So it's
Yeah.
definitely calmed down a lot.
Is it?
Yeah, a lot. So we actually escalated into a new hospital with our beds, but now we've managed to shut that hospital down, so we don't need to use that anymore, and we're just back to our normal capacity.
Yes.
Yeah,
And,
but
and how do you think this ease off? Do you think it's too soon, or do you think it's okay? It's all right.
I just think it's difficult balance, like as a doctor, I would like you to ease off when we have a cure. Like if you have a cure and you can treat it, then it would be best to ease off then. But that's probably not going to happen properly for like a year,
Yeah.
maybe. So you can't have everyone's life on pause for a whole year, right? So you've got to do something. So I do think they've just got to try and balance it and just monitor it. And if it gets worse, they have to shut down a bit more. If it gets better, then maybe they ease it a bit more.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's a difficult balance, man. There's no right or wrong answer, I don't think.
And the weather, do you think the weather helps And there's effects on anyhow on the.
I don't think so. I don't think so. The reason why I say that is because there are places, you know, in hot countries which are having just as bad, you know, like
Yeah,
Brazil, for instance.
yeah.
They're
It's
having it
quite
pretty
cold now in
bad.
Brazil actually. Like
Is
there
it
is,
cold? Okay,
yeah, they get
okay.
into the winter, so then it's get
Yeah,
colder. The reason I'm asking is
yeah,
just because the normal cold, isn't it? The normal like usually when it's colder, then they come more. I think people stay close indoors too much, and the
yeah, yeah,
houses are
yeah,
very close just with the heater on. And
yeah.
then as it get warm, everybody open the windows, and then more fresh air, and then people they kind of outside more. So that's
Yeah, well, I think generally speaking, you know, getting outside, doing a bit of exercise, whatever, it's just going to make you feel a bit more healthy, right?
yeah,
So that's never a bad thing. But I don't know if it's really going to affect the virus per se, but we'll see. We're finding out
yeah.
more every day. So yeah,
That's it.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's it, man.
And how have
Oh
you been
man.
keeping? You've been okay?
I've been okay. Yeah, I think
Yeah,
mentally it's very difficult to be honest. You know,
yeah,
sometimes it's just I'm quite lucky to be having these lives because for me it's like it's an opportunity to talk with the friends and everything. So
yeah,
I
yeah,
always think like if someone that's just by themselves, probably it must be like very
yeah,
difficult
yeah. It's hard.
because
It's
yeah,
hard,
it's
definitely.
hard, isn't it?
It's hard. Yeah, yeah,
Because it's just and I feel it for the kids as well. Like the kids, they were like they need they were missing the friends and then they although like we have the family and we together but they miss this interaction as well, so I think
yeah,
that's the
yeah,
hardest bit because physically it's quite good, we eat well, we have the time to prepare the food
yeah,
and then it's like exercise, you can exercise, do some exercise at home, ride a bike, which I thought was very good that they let people go out for exercise, so it
yeah, yeah, yeah.
was
That's true.
amazing,
Yeah, yeah,
yeah. But then
yeah.
just psychologically, how did you handle it then?
Well, the thing is, for me, like it's weird because my life didn't change too much. Like, you know, lots of people are not going into work. I was still going into work. In fact, I was going to work more than I normally would do. And then on my days off, you know, I'll do some exercise, whatever. That's when I probably feel it a little bit more. And then not seeing like my parents and stuff like that, I found a bit more difficult. But because I was just kind of working quite a lot and then just recovering from that, it didn't really seem such a big deal to me. I think it's only now it's kind of slowing down that I feel it a bit more.
Yes,
Like a
yeah.
bit like, oh, I want to, you know, catch up with this friend or catch up with whatever or do training and then you can't do it. And it's, yeah, that's when it feels a bit more difficult.
That's
Yeah.
it, yeah. Because you were like against the from us, like we were kind of slowing down, and for you it was
Yeah.
like picking up, isn't it? The over
Yeah.
workload
Yeah.
got
Oh man, yeah,
worse.
it was crazy. Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
but it's slowing down now. Touch wood, it's
that's
getting
good,
better.
man.
Yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah.
good.
It's
And
good.
then
Yeah, yeah.
let's talk about martial arts. Then
Okay,
when
okay.
did you start your journey with martial arts? Then
Oh man, I started when I was probably around about 12. I did Shotokan karate at school. One of my physics teacher was a black belt in Shotokan karate, and then he decided to open up like a school club. So initially, there was only about four of us doing it, but it was, you know, for me it was amazing because, you know, I'd always loved like Bruce Lee and stuff like that growing up. So I just wanted to get into something, and because it's at school, my parents couldn't say no because they always used to say no for everything that I wanted to do, basically. So yeah, I did that, and I did it for about 4 or 5 years, and I got to first dan. And
wow, very
then
good.
unfortunately, I had to go to sixth form in a different school, so I kind of had to leave that club. So I didn't really do it for maybe a couple of years, and then after that, when I was about 18, one of my friends had started doing a kung fu called Wing Chun, and he said, "Yeah, come along, see what it's about." And I thought, "Yeah, okay, I'll give it a go." And yeah, I really liked it. I had this coach his name was Gary McKenzie, and he was a boxer previously. Like he'd done lots of boxing, fighting, and stuff, and then he'd actually done a bit of Wing Chun. So he kind of married the two together. I didn't really know that at the time, but to me there was lots of sparring. You know, we do some boxing drills, but we'd also do like the traditional Wing Chun stuff as well. So I did that for about 2 years, and then I went to uni, and then no martial arts for forever, for a very long time. But I was missing it. I always thought I was going to come back to it, and then probably about 4 or 5 years ago, I found a Wing Chun teacher in Wimbledon. I was doing that for about 3 years, but he was very different. He was very traditional, and started talking about like internal arts, and then like chi and all that sort of stuff. And I just didn't really get on with it. I was just like, no, I can't deal with this anymore. So I wanted to look for something a bit more practical. And I'd always go past Ricardo's gym, like Never Force Gym, and see people come out looking a bit sweaty and stuff like that. And I thought, that looks interesting. So I thought I'd give it a try. And I went there for my first time. Got shown a few moves, and then we started rolling. And my gosh, man, that just like blew my mind. Absolutely blew my mind. I got beasted so badly. I thought I'd, have some background with like martial arts, I'd be okay, but no, not at all. Got absolutely beasted by everyone. And I just thought, I've got to learn this. I've just got to, I've got to learn it. And that was it. Yeah, so that was it. And that was probably about two years ago now. Yeah.
Can you see? And it's very puzzling, isn't it? When you,
oh man,
how come I couldn't get up to this? Just like,
oh man, it was crazy, and it's just everyone was able to do that to me, and I was like, so I knew it wasn't just them. It had to be like something that they'd been taught and they learned. So that's why I was like, yeah, I've got to learn this. This is amazing.
That's it.
Yeah.
And being a doctor, you kind of study a lot. I have a son in Brazil that he's on his last year now of medicine. So his personality is like, he's pretty much like very like think a lot about the stuff, and he's always like, when he sees something, he kind of see behind it.
Breaks it down.
Breaks it down. How does it help in your jiu-jitsu, Ben?
For me, I think, like you say, I'm very much someone who wants to break stuff down all the time, So if someone does something to me, I will think about it for days, like days and days. And, I'll probably go online and look at it and work out what they've done, and then try and come up with some sort of counter. So for me in jiu-jitsu, having that analytical brain is quite good. So you just kind of understand positions a little bit more. It doesn't mean that you're going to sort of do the moves any more effectively, but it just gives you a good background to understand what you're trying to achieve, what you're trying to counter, what you're trying to do with these sort of moves, and why people do it as well, which is, it's important.
That's it. It's like you just said the right thing, like analytic. Look, even when you see someone sparring, you kind of analyze it. My mind is that sometimes wanders away a little bit. So when I see something, sometimes from the first instance, I don't catch it, so I have to really look at it carefully. But some people, like I believe you, like this, like look, and then it's already analyzing every step of the
well, I try, So some people it's more difficult to analyze, but I try.
And what about the anatomical knowledge? Does it help somehow?
I think so, because I kind of know, like, when people are talking about like chokes properly, like what they're trying to achieve, and then sometimes you can tell when a choke's on properly, you can tell a bit more, like, I know exactly where I'm trying to compress. So if it's your like carotids or trachea or something like that, I get that a bit more. So that's for that. Doesn't mean I can choke very well, but at least I know what I'm trying to go for, So I can tell when it's not on.
Where you have to squeeze.
That's true, and also it knows for me, because I know when someone's doing it to me, I know, you're not there, or you've got it, and that's
you better tap.
Exactly, it's more that way for me.
And the joints as well, isn't it? Like, because you know them from inside out, so then you're like, this movement from this side, and then
oh man, it's true. The joints the joints for me are always a little bit scary. Like, I'm quite reticent to hold out. I kind of just tap with those pretty quickly, just because I need to go to work, and I need to use my arms and stuff like that. So I'm not going to be brave about it. If you get my arm, then that's it. That's it. I tap and then start again.
That's better. Definitely. It just doesn't worth. It doesn't to do that. It's just not
exactly.
worth.
And to be fair, like you probably made a mistake, like 10 moves ago, so that's where you need to learn to try and get better at, rather than struggling when your arm's extended or something like that. It's not really worth it in my mind,
Yeah,
anyway. Yeah.
that's
So
it, man.
yeah.
And what about like the injuries? When you have an injury, do you process it on your head? Like, do you
Oh
always like
man.
concern and then you take some medicine, or you're like, or you just like kind of chill out, put some ice and let it
No.
heal?
Yeah. Well, the thing is, like, I'm not very good with injuries. Like I just don't really. I ignore them a lot. Like, so I was injured for quite a while with my knee. It was kind of a little bit before jiu-jitsu, but jiu-jitsu didn't really help. But because I just wanted to train all the time, I just come in with a knee pad, and it took probably about 6 months before I started getting to the stage where I couldn't walk. Before I actually went to see someone about it. So most of the time, I'm kind of just ignore muscle injuries. I'm just like, oh, I'll get better, it'll be fine. But I think now, getting a bit older, I probably should take a bit more care. I need to be
Yeah,
a bit more strict about it. But it's just like I just love training, so I just can't, I can't take time off really. Yeah,
yeah, it's hard, isn't it? Because then if you
yeah,
take the time off, it seems this is one of the things that the quarantine was the hardest. Because sometimes if I was away on holidays or something and I miss 1 week training, I was always thinking like, wow, I'm gonna come back and
yeah,
it'll be like
yeah.
10 times worse. And then now, like 8 weeks on,
I
and I was like,
know,
oh
I
no.
know, man. Everyone's
Uh,
gonna be, yeah. At least
yeah,
everyone's in the same situation, so yeah, it won't be too bad. We'll all be just as bad as each other, I hope. That's my thinking, at
yes,
least. Yeah,
that's
let's see.
it. That's it, man. Yeah, man.
Yeah,
And
cool.
then, what's your, do you watch, do you usually watch jiu-jitsu on like on the computer or?
So I used to watch like the technique videos on YouTube, like this person will show a technique or whatever. But since the lockdown, I've been watching a lot more sparring matches, like, and that's
Yes.
been brilliant. That's been really good, yeah. So like I think it's Flow Grappling on YouTube. They have lots of matches and stuff like that. So I kind of just watch those. But that's been so enlightening because now I can see what the top guys are doing and like where they're trying to do it. And before, I think when I first started, I didn't really understand what the positions were. I didn't know what they're trying to do. I'm not saying I know everything now, but I just have a bit more of an idea of what they're trying to achieve in each position. And it just gives you a bit more of an idea of what you should be trying to do with your training. So yeah, I'm excited to get back and see if I can
Yeah.
try to do a few little cheeky sweeps
That's it. Yeah.
from bottom. We'll see.
Rick, Rick just did a question here.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
it's quite interesting about the tests.
yeah.
He is asking if you can get antibody tests, but how is the how it should go if we want to do some tests? Like, what's the, and which kind
So
of tests is
yeah, so
more
there's been
useful?
different tests that are available. Some of them are available online, I've heard about. But from an NHS perspective, I literally just got my test done on Friday. So I haven't got the result back yet. They've just started doing the tests from the NHS perspective. I think after they test all the frontline workers, they're going to start rolling it out through people normally, say GPs or something like that. If you've think you've had symptoms, you want to find out. I think maybe in the next month or two you'll be able to get tested from the National Health Service. But I don't really know about the private ones. I know that it's available. I know that you can get them online. I think some of them can even get from Amazon or something. But I don't really know if they're right or wrong. I've got no idea about that.
Let's see.
Yeah.
And the antibody test is the one that tells you if you had it before.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. So the
Uh,
antibody one is probably a good one to work out whether or not you can do more things, such as fighting or training and stuff like that. It's not definite because they don't know if you test positive from the antibody, it doesn't mean that you've definitely got immunity yet. We don't know that for sure, but we think it's most likely to happen.
all
If that
right.
makes sense, yeah.
Yeah,
So
it does. Yeah, it
it's not a
does.
guarantee. It doesn't mean if you've tested positive that you can do whatever you like, but it means it's most likely that you've had it and you're okay.
That's it,
Yeah,
yeah. Because if one of the guys had it at the gym, probably everybody had,
probably. Yeah, yeah. That's
we were training, we
yeah,
were training on into the last minute of the
yeah,
lockdown. So
yeah, yeah.
it's just
Definitely.
like it's impossible, like if you don't get it, because there will like everybody full contact. So if one of us tests positive for the,
Yeah,
I think we don't need more than one test. If someone does
yeah.
the
Just
test, they
one
say, "Oh
test,
yeah,
yeah.
okay, you have the antibody." So okay, everybody's safe.
It's probably true, you know, that's what I think anyway, but we'll see.
That's
We'll
it,
see
because the
what,
gym,
yeah.
like especially Tuesday and Thursday night, is like a sauna there. Like,
Yeah,
whoa,
exactly. Yeah. That mist on a Thursday night in particular is like crazy. Yeah, yeah.
that's it. Will be cheaper. We just got everybody share. Like we buy an antibody test and share
Yeah.
among like 200 guys in the gym, and
Exactly,
then
yeah.
just one person does it. We make a draw,
Yeah,
and then
exactly.
whoever, if it tests positive, that's it. We
That's it, you're
save. We all
done,
can
yeah.
go back.
Yeah, that's a dream, man. That's a dream. Yeah, cool.
Let's get back to the fight again. Do you
Yeah,
have
yeah.
any favorite fighter from watching the flow grappling?
Uh, yeah, so I mean, I quite like Mr. Is it Andrew Wojcinski? He's a Polish and European champion. I quite like his
Yeah,
game. It's quite nice. He reminds me a bit of Todd actually. So yeah, maybe you should check that out. And then the other person is Boucher. Boucher was quite nice as well.
yeah,
Yeah, I like him as well. Yeah, he's good.
that's it.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. So those are the kind of the gi guys I like. And then no gi, you know, well, I suppose Gordon Ryan's pretty good, although he's a bit controversial. But yeah, he's a good grappler.
It's
So
good as well.
yeah,
The show, the
exactly.
show
Yeah,
is good.
yeah. So it's good.
Yeah, man.
What about
And
you?
and from the gym, who do you
Yeah,
think who is your, apart of Ricardo, of course,
yeah,
but who do you see at the gym that, and you find like, wow, that's a very interesting game from our gym.
Oh, wow. Okay. Well, it's just like everyone's got their own little things, you know. Like, um, obviously, like Ramon's a beast. Like, you know, he's just amazing. To roll with is crazy. But I like Richard, Lapel Richard is always interesting rolling with him. The other Richard's actually really good because like he just kind of flows with you, lets you do what you want, but he can turn it on when he wants to. It's amazing. I suppose I really like rolling with. I don't know, there's so many. Todd, you. I've had some amazing rolls with you. Um, Ollie's really good. Like me and him, kind of are always a bit like battly, a bit trying to smash each other. So that's always good. Sam, I like rolling with. Yeah, loads of
Yeah,
people.
so that's it. Yeah.
Ibra's always trying to show me stuff and teach me stuff. It's good. They're all amazing. Yeah,
Yeah, it's a good crowd, isn't it? It's a good
yeah,
crowd you
yeah,
have there. Yeah, man. And we have that question that we always ask for everybody about the pub fight. So if who would you choose to help you in a pub fight there? A part of Rick,
yeah.
Justin, and Baker. So you cannot take them, but who would you take?
Okay. Who would I take? You know what? I'd probably go with Ramon because he's just a bit of a beast. Um, Interestingly, I'd probably take someone like Tan because he just looks very calm, you know, quite collected, but he'll just absolutely annihilate people. So I think he'd be quite good in the fight. Um, and then probably Dennis, Russian Dennis as well. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
Dennis
because he's
is.
got a bit of stand-up game as well. He's a bit of a beast. Yeah, so those would be my three at the moment. Yeah.
Yeah, see, Todd just said he he has seen you and Ollie sparring, and you guys have such a great role
Yeah,
together.
yeah,
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 is
yeah, no,
Ollie the one
definitely.
that started with you, that you always change, or do you have anyone else that started at the same time?
Um, well, I think Kaz and I started at roughly about the same time, and I like the roles with him. But he's just such a unit that sometimes I just can't do anything. So it's interesting. And then I think Sam and I were pretty similar as well. So yeah, we kind of roll pretty well together. Yeah, it's good. Yeah.
And which one is your favorite class there at the gym? Which day and lunchtime, evening, and which day?
Um, You know what? I just think Tuesday night's the best for me because I like Gi. I like seeing like all the guys there, and Tuesday's always like really popular time. So, yeah, I think probably Tuesday's probably my favorite. But I just like all the classes because on a Monday it's like just the white belts and stuff, or the juniors, and so you can get some try some things and see if they work. On a Wednesday as well. And Jake's always like super approachable as a teacher as well. And then sometimes I go during the day because I do shift work, and so those are kind of a bit more intimate classes. So maybe about 2, 4, 5 people turn up, and you just get to roll and roll, roll, roll. So those are amazing. Yeah, but I'd say probably Tuesday night is my favorite.
Um,
Yeah.
and do you find it by being a doctor, like when something bad happened, that everybody kind of look at you and wait for you to fix the problem? Do you find the
Yeah,
pressure?
well, I don't find it pressure, but I find it really weird to, let's say, if someone gets injured, particularly when they roll with me. So, full disclosure, once I was rolling with Sam, and unfortunately he chipped his tooth because I was trying to sweep him, and he hit his knee, his chin on my knee, and he chipped his tooth, and I felt so bad, like for like 2 weeks. I was just like, I don't really want to train, don't really want to do anything, I don't want to hurt anyone. So that's kind of where I'm at. But if people get injured, I'm happy to like step in and help. But it's just like I just don't want to actually hurt anyone. So that's my kind of stick, I think, really.
When
Yeah.
Kaz just said, I remember your butterfly sweep you done on me innocently.
That's cool, man.
And
It's
then,
getting better, Kaz. Now it's getting
yeah,
better.
YouTube generation, not just the kids at the school. Now everybody like it's just YouTube. When you come back, you become
Exactly. Yeah.
okay. I'm gonna try this one now. I'm gonna try that one.
It's so true.
Oh, oh, Ben, and from the doctor perspective, sorry to be
Yeah,
asking
yeah.
things about
No, it's
doctors
cool, man.
usually,
It's all
but
good.
it's
Yeah.
a unique
Yeah,
opportunity,
yeah, yeah.
But from the doctor perspective, when someone is choked, like pass out on the choke,
Yeah.
how bad it is for the person? Like how does it
It
is it
depends. So,
dangerous
like,
or how is it?
yeah, I mean, it can always be dangerous. Like, it can be dangerous. But the thing is, it's probably less dangerous in people of a younger age because they've got a bit more resilience. And it also depends how the choke is applied. So if it's applied quickly and properly on, then normally it's only like about 8 or 9 seconds before the person passes out. And as if you let go, then it should be fine. It's when, you're trying to get it on, it's not quite on, and you keep on working it, working it, working it over a few minutes, then that becomes quite dangerous because they're just slowly losing more and more blood supply and oxygen. So, yeah, those are the ones which can be a bit more dangerous. Yeah. So the
Uh,
idea is just to try and get the choke on as quickly as possible, and then walk away if you can.
this is
Yeah,
why
yeah,
I'm asking because I can see Todd's face here on the on the
yeah,
comments, and he was like when my first week or second week at Nova Force, he just put the baseball choke on me,
yeah.
and then I was like, "Ooh." And then he's and then, are you okay? Are you okay? I was like I wasn't. For a moment, I forgot I was at the gym. I was like, oh, I was not. I was thinking about my diary, my lessons.
Yeah.
Was,
Oh
I was
man.
so confident because I thought I passed the guard, but he
Yeah.
had the choke on, and then I passed. It just got
Yes.
me, and then I didn't realize it was like a couple of seconds, and then
Yeah.
I was gone.
Ash did that to me once as well. I thought I'd passed the guard. I thought I was doing well, and then I slowly, just like the blood was like slowly dripping out. I was like, "Oh no, that's wrong. I've got to tap here." And you feel so bad because you worked so hard to pass the guard, and then they're just setting you up, man, setting you up.
Set me up, man.
Exactly.
When when it's too good to be true, it's because it's too good
Exactly.
to
Yeah.
be true.
Oh, so true, man. So true. Yeah.
Don't go. If it's too easy to pass the guard of these guys, you must
Yeah, you got to be thinking
there's
something else is
something
going.
behind.
Yeah, so true,
So
so true.
so for the old ones, it's okay to it's not as bad, but for the young ones, they need to be careful with
Well,
the.
I think mainly the older ones need to be more careful Yeah, the older ones need to be more careful. So Andre, you need to be careful.
Sorry, come on, Toddy, don't do that again, please.
Oh dear, yeah.
That
That's
was
cool.
crazy, man.
I can imagine. Yeah, I can imagine.
Oh, it's good, it's good. That's the beauty of
Yeah,
it, isn't it? Yeah,
exactly. It's the beauty. It's the
yeah.
beauty of this game. It's like chess, right?
It is, isn't it?
Mm.
Human chest, man.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
Yeah.
and Ben,
Mm.
I'm gonna say the name of the guy now, and then you're gonna tell me if you're gonna flow or if you're gonna smash.
Okay. All right.
Okay?
Cool. Yeah, I can do that.
So the first one would be Todd, just because I can see his face there.
Todd, I think we flow more. We flow more. Yeah. I mean, he smashes me, but yeah, definitely a bit more flow. I think. Yeah.
And what about Fola? I haven't seen
Follow,
him.
no, follow. We smash. Yeah, he was getting dangerous as well before. Yeah, he was definitely.
He's,
Yeah, yeah, he was
he's
getting
doing
good.
privates with Ramon now. Just kidding.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah, he's getting dangerous. But it was
Uh,
good. Yeah.
that's it. And what about Sam?
Sam, after the incident, is definitely more flow.
We need a dentist at the club now.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. We need a dentist in the club. Then I'll be okay. Then I'll feel all right.
Man. And what about Ollie?
Ollie, I think we just smash. Yeah, it's just smash.
And what about
Yeah.
Carlos? Carlos is in the live there too. Carlos.
Carlos, yeah.
Yeah.
Carlos again is smashed, man. I think like Carlos likes to go hard. So yeah,
It's Spanish,
yeah,
Spanish weapon.
exactly, yeah, exactly.
And
Yeah,
Rob,
Rob.
the fish man.
I think it's a mix, really. But I'll probably go with smash as well. Yeah, generally speaking, most people it's
They
just go
smash.
smash. Yeah, exactly.
If it's not your way smashing, it's them smashing us.
Exactly. Yeah. 100%.
Oh man,
Yeah.
oh man, thank you so much, man,
No worries,
for your
Andre.
come. I
Thanks
know
a
you've been
lot, man.
super busy and you really
No,
like
it's good.
it's not easy for you, not easy time, but we're looking forward to be back at the gym. So
Yeah,
I would love
definitely.
you to give your words of wisdom to Nova Force crowd from
Oh gosh,
our doctor.
yeah. Well, keep training, but do it safely. That's doctor's advice. Cool, man.
Man,
Andre.
thank you so much,
No
man. Thank
worries.
you
Thank
so
you,
much.
Andre. It's been
Cannot wait to
brilliant.
be back at the gym
Yeah, I'll
and
see you
to see
soon,
you.
man.
Yeah, see you
All
soon.
right,
Keep
take
watching us
care.
there when you have time.
Oh, we'll do, man. Definitely will do.
Thank
All right,
you,
man. Take it
brother.
easy. All right,
Take care,
bye.
man. Have a lovely evening.
You too.
Cheers.
Bye.
Bye bye. Thank
Yes.
you, guys.